शाहरुख के साथ फिल्म, ऐसे डंकी मिल जाती है, ऐसी कोई फिल्म मिल जाती ना, बड़ा मजा आ जाता। राजकुमार हिरानी भी है, शाहरुख खान भी है, ये लो ड्रीम कम ट्रू। I admire Vicky Kaushal a lot, and I think he's one of the best actors of our generation. I chose to do one thing, and that was Thugs. Thugs didn't turn out to be what it would have, or we expected it to be. One of the biggest hits I experienced, one of the biggest hits, and I also experienced one of the biggest flops.
For all film-related interviews, reviews, and content, please like and subscribe to Pooja Talwar. You can also follow me on Twitter and on Instagram.
Congratulations. मगर मुझे एक बात आप बताओ, ऐसा कौन सा टाइम था जब दिल सच में धक धक किया?
हर बार करता है, जब भी कोई फिल्म आने वाली होती है, जब भी प्यार होता है, जब भी दिल टूटता है, जब भी कोई नया शूट शुरू होने वाला होता है, कभी कुछ इमोशनल हो जाता है, जब भी बिजली आती है घर पे, तो बहुत सारी चीजें। मुझे लगता है कि अगर लाइफ में एक ही धक धक मोमेंट होगा तो कैसे चलेगा।
तो फिलहाल इस धक धक की बात करते हैं कि यूजुअली सिनेमा गोअर्स के लिए धक धक इज माधुरी दीक्षित का बेटा वाला गाना, मगर आप लोगों ने एक नया कॉनोटेशन दे दिया है कि यू नो धक धक in a very empowering sort of a way. Tell me, how much did you relate to your character Sky? Because I found a resonance with her, especially the fact that she wants to do so much, but she's also burdened by so much. You know, so she has a dichotomy to her.
Yeah, it's all. I think it's this age का girls, जो ये age की जो है ना बच्चे, उनका सबसे बड़ा problem यही है कि there's so much that they have to do. They have to keep up with the change that is happening so constantly and so quickly that it can be so overwhelming. It's so difficult to find yourself when you're constantly under the pressure to be somebody or to be somewhere or to create something. So I think I do not take that pressure, but I when you play a character, you start empathizing. Because for me, like I didn't understand content creators. मुझे नहीं पता था कि उनके लाइफ में क्या होता होगा या उनके क्या struggles होते हैं. What happens is that when you play a character and because you're going through their journey, you become empathetic to real life people and how difficult it must be for them and from at an emotional level. Because generally influencers को ऐसे अगर कोई आपको बोले अरे आप तो influencer हो, आप उसको positively नहीं लेते हो. बहुत कम लोग उसको positively लेते हैं. तो वो क्यों है और वो नहीं होना चाहिए, बट वो मुझे तब रियलाइज हुआ जब भी मैंने स्काई प्ले किया.
I get that, but also आपका अगर मैं करियर ग्राफ देखूं, वैसे 6 साल होने वाले हैं इस दिसंबर में, 7 साल एक्चुअली, 7 year itch नहीं हुआ है with your romance for cinema, but you have आपके characters में एक commonality है, whether it was you in Dangal where she's trying to break out in a spot जहाँ कहते हैं male, Modern Love Mumbai, again a young girl trying to find independence in a city.
Yeah.
Then you had Ajeeb Dastan hai ye, someone who's not like shying away from her sexuality. Here you have that. Is that something that constantly attracts you? क्या ये coincidence हो गया है?
I think maybe that it attracts me. I don't know. I don't know, because when I make choices, I'm making choices from the options that I'm getting. And these are the characters that I get excited by the most. तो वो शायद अगर basic character होगा तो शायद मुझे इतना interest नहीं करेगा until the story requires it and it's really adding value. तो I think पता नहीं automatically हो जाता है, कुछ ऐसा conscious decision नहीं है, but I just get attracted to such characters, थोड़े आड़े characters.
No, that's really nice, and also the fact मैं देख रही हूँ because you've also spoken in the past, the struggle is real because वही है ना, दंगल के बाद ऐसा होता है एक इतनी बड़ी हिट मिल गई तो everybody is going to be signing you up. You didn't have that. You have made it on your own. What has been the most challenging for you in these past 7 years? अगर मैं पूछूं, because 7 years is always a very dicey,
Yeah. No, I think that after Dangal, I did get a lot of work, but I chose to do one thing, and that was Thugs. Thugs didn't turn out to be what it would have, or we expected it to be, and that kind of changed the rhythm for me, which is okay, because I saw I mean, one of the biggest hits. I experienced one of the biggest hits, and I also experienced one of the biggest flops. So it was very interesting to see that, and how the perception around an actor changes during that time. So, but initially when you're new, you get nervous, you get anxious, but then you also realize कि ये ऊपर नीचे होता रहता है. You need another film which will work, and people are going to connect. Again, it will be a flop, and people are going to forget. So ये चलता रहेगा. The only thing that you can do is keep your head down and work, and try and do your best, give your best, and hopefully it will connect with people. Do what excites you.
Absolutely. And Dhak Dhak, I'm also, I was talking to Bhumi. She says, अभी भी अगर एक फिल्म में 2-3 से ज्यादा विमेन होंगी, वो बोलेंगे अच्छा विमेन फिल्म है, वो फिर भी जजमेंट होता है टुवर्ड्स इट, बट the success of your film, and I'm so happy to see the reviews. उससे पहले you have a thank you for coming. उससे पहले एक दो और picture like a Gangubai also, though they are women led films, but they are showing that we can draw people to the box office. Do you think a perception बदलेगा क्या? अभी भी टाइम लगेगा?
नहीं, अच्छी फिल्म बनाओगे तो बदलेगा. अगर क्वीन जब आई थी तो किसने एक्सपेक्ट किया था? कंगना है, न्यू फिल्म है, मतलब पता भी नहीं था कि कौन क्या क्या है. बट इट गुड फिल्म्स, गुड स्टोरीज, they get their due. Yeah, it's as simple as that. It could be about a man, it could be about a woman, or it could be about a queer person who's going through a sexual exploration. तो वो मतलब कहानी आप किस तरीके से कहते हो वो इम्पोर्टेंट है. अगर अच्छे तरीके से कही जाएगी तो वो रेजोनेट करेगी. एंड मतलब देखो, फिल्म्स तो आती रहती है जो वुमेन लेड भी है, बट हमेशा उसकी तरफ नेगेटिव नहीं होता. जब भी गंगूबाई थी तो एवरीबडी वाज एक्साइटेड बिकॉज़ इट वाज आलिया. व्हेन अभी जीले जरा जो आ रही है, एवरीबडी इज एक्साइटेड. So it's not always taken as a negative thing. And to be honest, and I can only speak from my experience, I have gotten a lot of female oriented films, because after Dangal, that was I was stereotyped as being this feisty person. So all my characters, or all the roles that I was getting were that कि वो aggressive है, वो ये है, वो है. मतलब हाँ प्ले कर लिया, बट अभी मुझे कुछ और प्ले करना है. और भी सब बायोपिक्स मिल रही थी, बट I was getting it. The thing is that there were people wanting to bet money on me, make films with me, where I'm the hero and I'm the only hero. There isn't a boy. So it does happen. Maybe that's my experience. Other people might have experienced other things. Yes, the money will be less that would be given if it's a theatrical, because it's as simple as that. अगर producer जो पैसा डाल रहा है उसको लग रहा है मैं ये actor लूंगा और मुझे इतना ही पैसा मिलेगा वापस, क्योंकि इसकी बॉक्स ऑफिस वैल्यू जस्ट ऑन द हिस्ट्री ऑफ द एक्टर इज दिस. So I will only put in so much because that is the money that I can risk. Even if I make a loss, I'm making this much amount of a loss. If you think of it as a business, if people want to go and enjoy, and if we do such films जो actually change करेगी perception, और वो खाली अच्छी कहानियां कर सकती है. अगर अच्छी कहानी है वो perception धीरे धीरे चेंज होगा. 3 हिट आ जाए, और औरतों की जो मिड लेवल की फिल्म है, बड़ी लेवल की फिल्म नहीं बात करें, जो मिड लेवल है, फिर वो चेंज होगा परसेप्शन.
Absolutely. And talking about feisty, you're playing the ultimate feisty woman, the Iron Lady of India, Indira Gandhi. It doesn't get better than that.
Yeah, it's exciting. I'm nervous, but I was in safe hands. मेघना गुलजार के साथ काम करना बहुत ही अच्छा एक्सपीरियंस था. She's a brilliant director, very sure of herself. She knows what she's doing. She's very clear. Or when you see the captain of the ship in a very, very strong role, then everybody else eases out because they know they can trust this person. And that's what she exudes. There's this confidence, and there is this intelligence that she has, which is not normal. The kind of information that she retains, it's not normal. She knows everything about everything. And वो इतना सारा रिटेन कैसे कर ली थी वो समझ में नहीं आता. I'm sure she has photographic memory or something, because it's impossible to remember so much. To dates, numbers, वो तो मुझे कभी याद ना रहे.
But it's amazing. I mean, I know you will talk about it closer to the film, but when Mrs. G का आपको बोला आप play कर रही हैं, तब कैसा था and what did you observe? Because you know उनके peculiar characteristics थे, मगर उनके face पे एक she's so feisty that you knew that she commanded respect wherever she went. Because I grew up when she was in power, you know, she was just this enigma. She was just this amazing lady we had to look up to.
Yeah, but when you see her interviews, you also see how soft she was. So it's the position that she is in makes you feel like that she would be, you know, as an imposing person or a big. She was short, she was frail, she had a thin voice. She would, you know, उसके words थोड़े टूट जाते थे. So when you see her interviews, you see her as actually as she's such a normal person, but it's her will that was so strong. It was her, उसकी धार बहुत sharp थी. वो बहुत sharp धार थी. And because of that, she was who she was. She grew up in an environment where जवाहरलाल नेहरू है, तो आप उनके बेटे हो, तो फिर आपको एक अलग type का expectation है. You're dealing with everything around him. You're his right person, right man person. So you see the ins and outs and the changing of the government. You see everything happening. You've been part of a revolution. So that's been her childhood. She was born in conflict. At the time of conflict, she's always been at, you know, in a space where she's seen conflict in the country, and to be able to, you know, be the woman and be the, you know, the strong woman who ran the country is incredible. And you realize that you don't have to be a man or behave like a man or talk like a man to be a strong woman.
Absolutely looking forward to that. और आपका wheels के साथ क्या है यार? Modern Love मुंबई में साइकिल में थी, यहाँ पर मोबाइक में है. What is about Fatima and wheels?
I don't know. I think it just comes to me. I enjoy wheels. I enjoy skating. I enjoy riding. I enjoy anything that gives me that speed. तो मुझे लगता है automatically I'm attracting such roles.
I'm telling you, you are the Tom Cruise. The need for speed चाहिए उसको, you know.
बस अभी और ऐसे एक्शन फिल्म में भी आ जाएगी, बस पता नहीं क्या क्या आ जाएगा, मैं उड़ती रहूंगी.
एक्शन फिल्म आ रही है, you'll be very good actually. थक्स में you were very good.
मैनिफेस्ट कर लो मेरे तरफ से भी
कर रही हूँ मैं आपकी. But it's interesting, as you said about Mrs. G, that she was a product of her time. You grew up in this industry, literally, from a child actor to now. Which is the one thing when you now look back at your journey, if you were to meet the young Fatima, what is that you would want to tell her? And what is the one thing you want to normalize?
I think, you know, we think that being anxious and being worried is a good feeling because it keeps you alive. But I feel it's good until and unless it does not damage you. If it's stopping you from growing, then it's a problem. And toxicity should not be normalized. Just because you're an actor or a good actor or a good director does not mean that you can misbehave. So I think kindness should be normalized. Eccentric does not mean bad behavior.
ये वैसे मैंने काफी सुना है, which I think this message should go out. And talking about another manifestation, वो शाहरुख खान के साथ manifestation हो रहा है. जब भी हम बात करते हैं, it's like
हो रहा है यार, but वो कब होगा? वो यार चाहिए यार शाहरुख के साथ फिल्म. कब होगा यार? ये तो ऐसे डंकी मिल जाती है, ऐसी कोई फिल्म मिल जाती ना, बड़ा मजा आ जाता. राजकुमार हिरानी भी है, शाहरुख खान भी है, ये लो ड्रीम कम ट्रू हो गया.
Let's manifest that for you, because Fatima का time सच में आ गया है. Okay, now quickly before we wrap up, which is an actor whose craft you envy, are envious of, who you admire?
I'm not envious, but I admire Vicky Kaushal a lot because I've recently worked with him, and I think he's one of the best actors of our generation. Because अगर आप उसकी फिल्मोग्राफी भी देखेंगे, आप देखेंगे कि वो कैसे ढल जाता है कैरेक्टर में. एक अच्छा एक्टर तो है ही, साथ में एक अच्छा इंसान भी है. बहुत ही हम्बल है, बहुत ही रिस्पॉन्सिबल, प्रोफेशनल, एंड very very sharp. So he's a really great guy, and I only wish best for him, and I hope that he gets what he deserves, because he deserves everything in the world, all the stardom and all the success. He's that good. I can't tell you how good he is. When I see him on set and I see him perform, I am in awe.
Wow. Your biggest struggle so far, and which is that one biggest struggle so far?
I think accepting myself and not being too critical. I am critical, that will always be a problem. But now I don't put myself down for it, for my
I
flaws.
think yes, women are usually very critical.
हाँ, वो होता है, थोड़ा जेंडर के साथ आता ही है.
Right.
Packages.
You're the more, true, I agree. The most challenging character you had to ever play amongst all that you have done.
ऐसा कुछ नहीं, सब चैलेंजिंग होता है, पता है, क्योंकि हर कैरेक्टर की रिक्वायरमेंट अलग होती है, उसका इमोशनल requirement अलग होता है. So it may seem like this particular character would have been more difficult, but sometimes even the smallest and the simplest scenes are actually more difficult than the heavy duty ones.
Describe Fatima as an actor in one word.
Hard work.
If you were a hashtag क्या होता आपका?
Hashtag hippie.
Total sky mode में आ गए हो ना?
मैं तो वो पहले से थी, स्काई मिल गई मुझे.
Awesome. And इसके बाद metro इन दिनों, can you tell us anything, because you have a nice roster coming up?
Yeah, I'm very excited for metro. अभी तो shoot चल ही रहा है, but I love Dada. Anurag Basu is one of my most favorite directors. I think he's a genius. He is he's a kind man. His wife Tani is also, they're like family to me. There are times when he doesn't reply to my messages, but if I'm going through anything in life, I will tell him, I'll send him a long message and I'll rant, and he'll like, hey fatty, tu tension mat le, ye wo. So he's one of the most loving person I have met in my life, and genuinely nice. He's got a big heart.
All the very best. More power to you. Such में everyone's going Dhak Dhak. And lastly, let me tell you, मुझे ये अच्छा लगा. When I saw इतनी आप लोगों ने promotions नहीं की, आप चारों ने इतना आपने, you didn't let yourselves out there, and how I was seeing reviews coming by word of mouth. Have you realized how strong this film has become?
Yeah, that means that the film has really connected, and that's a great thing. You know, I am so thankful that people are watching, and more than that, they're even talking about it, because only when you talk. So if like I have a request, if people are liking the film, please talk about it, because the more you talk about it, the more it will, you know, excite other people to go and watch it, go to the theaters and watch the film.
Absolutely. So keep doing Dhak Dhak. All the very best. Catch you soon on Sam Bahadur.
Yes. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
If you've liked this interview, please like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram.